Gods and goddesses in training, welcome back to the channel. Here we are once again, Uncle Makara with another video. Today we're talking about how the dragon has been so misunderstood, okay? And as I've been looking into Joseph Campbell a little bit, I've been understanding this idea of the serpent symbolism as well as the dragon symbolism. You guys know that there's a lot on this channel, and I think there's a reason for that. I think that the serpent is heavily misunderstood, misinterpreted. The serpent is usually associated with the Genesis myth as representing the devil or Satan, and crawling on his belly and so forth. And I think it's very interesting because the Hindu context and other contexts around the world, like the Yoruba context, they really want to praise this energy of this snake because it's so feared and people are so in awe of this creature that's so dangerous. And I think personally, we want to embody this sense of danger, this sense of fear. I think that Shiva wears Vasuki around his neck because it represents his fear. And so he can wear his fear on his neck and not be afraid of it. It's sort of like wearing your heart on your sleeves, right? It's by understanding that, listen, I'm fully open to understanding this thing. I'm not running from my demons, right? But it's something that I'm chaining. I'm keeping it captive in a sense. I'm taking the dark energies and making it a watchdog for me and getting it to obey me rather than getting it to attack me. So what if you had this mentality? The demons respect me, the angels protect me. I truly believe we're here to create heaven on earth. And I don't think we should be frightened of any of these energies, or, the moment we think that something is evil, we've birthed evil. And I really think that this dragon, according to Joseph Campbell, is a symbol of our own greed, our own ego. Okay, so if the dragon is saying, no, I couldn't do that, he can get it, but I can't. That's your inner dragon. And to slay the dragon is to slay your ego. So this is the process. You have to kill the dragon, and you have to build that dragon back up to how you want it to be, okay? You can't have this dragon bossing you around everywhere. What it wants, what it believes, it needs to, reconstruct the entire world to fit its narrative. And every time that something doesn't match its standard, it gets very angry. The dragon starts longing for this thing. In the Hindu myth, it's very interesting how we talk about the Nagas, how there's a place, a specific temple through which if you enter, you go into the Nagalok or the Patalok, right? Where Pataloka is basically where the Nagas live, okay? This kind of serpentine, snake-like beings live. I honestly think this is reflective of our own reptilian brain. For some reason, this scene with Bhim going into the water in the Mahabharata and then the Nagas healing him keeps coming up in my mind. I think that snake power, you could say snake power, life force power, right? That life force power gave him the strength of like 10,000 elephants, I believe. Also the fact that Papa Kaishapa gave birth to so many of these different, serpentine beings and gave birth to the whole Naga race. There's something to this, and I think we all kind of came from this energy, if that makes sense. That's why we have this weird reptilian brain thing happening. Subconsciously, I think we understand what this energy is, or at least there's this understanding of, I've been exploring this theme very recently too, but this idea of like the exotic and the forbidden and the taboo and so forth. And, I notice myself, an Indian man from India, when I go and travel abroad, I get a lot of eyes on me, okay? I get a lot of women interested because I'm different, right? I'm not like every other Indian guy. I'm different. I have that forbidden fruit quality within me, that exotic essence of a fruit that you're not supposed to eat, but that tempts you. It tempts you further, okay? And again, I'm not trying to be insidious. It's just a part of me living, It's just my frequency, it's my authenticity. I'm not trying to be exotic. I am based on my circumstances. And so, yeah, there's something to be said about that. That what we're really fearing is our own capacity of our ego. It's not that we fear the snake, it's the fact that the snake can shed its skin over and over again and keep moving forward. And so we're really fearing that death. We're fearing that second skin. We're fearing that transformation. We're fearing our golden shadow, you see? The one that's saying, oh, you can't do that. That's not made for you. Okay? That's just for people who do this thing. And creating limits around your own experience. So we on Earth, we're almost like the moon, we reflect the light. Okay? If you get so trapped into one side of the body, and you get so trapped on one side, which is the mind, you start having an in-group and an out-group, right? In psychology, they talk about this. Like, you have an in-group of people who are really into this thing, and you have an out-group of people who are not in that group. So they get more prejudice against them and so forth. We talk about them like, oh yeah, those haters over there, like they don't know, they're not a part of this group, you know? A lot of the time, I mean, even Vivekananda said he spit out the body as he died, you know? He didn't like the body. I think we need to actually connect with our bodies in order for our minds to be on the same side as our bodies. As powerful as Vivekananda was, I think he would have been even more powerful if he had a very strong aesthetic body, that he knew how to take care of it and it was functional for him. And hey, this is just my own perspective, right? I'm not just saying that. He was a great man and I love listening to his words. It's very masculine. But at the same time, I don't think we should be mind shaming or body shaming. We do. And then we create more of this Cartesian split of mind and body only, like I think, therefore I am. And then spirit doesn't even enter the picture anymore in the, you know, Western concept. You know, there's ceremonial magic and things like this, but is there a deep-rooted, you know, cultural spirituality that we're really looking at? This is where we need to get to, and this is what we need to explore slowly. So this changes things, okay? This changes things, and I'm starting to understand more and more. Speaking consciously and speaking unconsciously, okay? I'm getting it. I'm starting to understand this. So speaking consciously is speaking out in the open, just like the sun shines in all directions at once, right? The sun's energy is a solar consciousness, a solar energy. It burns bright, it's fire, it's okay to face the limelight, it's okay to be in the light, it is the light, it is everything, it is pureness, it is order. It's that energy of moving forward, right? And then we have the lunar energy, which is more hidden, it's more reserved, it's more subtle, it's very poetic, it's very dark and mysterious. It likes to work in the background, right? Not really be very in front of your face, but very low key, okay? And that's the lunar, which is the subconscious language, okay? Both conscious and subconscious is affecting us. The lunar and the solar are affecting us all the time. Now, whether that be through our communication, through our styles of speaking, through the things that we watch and so forth, we're perpetuating these ideas in order to transmute it. Traditions, they believe that, you know, the snake was also a symbol of male and female, because if you look at inside of the snake's mouth, it looks kind of like the opening of a vagina. And if you look at the snake itself, it's kind of a phallic symbolism, right? So if you understand that that serpentine symbology has always meant to mean sexual energy. And I think we as a culture, we're afraid of our own sexual energy. We're not willing to wear it around our neck and represent this fearful thing, this bad thing, you know, like, oh, my body is filthy, it's bad, it's dirty, right? Let me kind of push it away and let me, you know, not take care of it. Whereas maybe if I do take care of it, I pay attention to it, I start loving it better, I start taking care of it better, then I will actually see the benefits of that, how it's actually taking care of me, and maybe I'm taking that for granted. You see, so this is actually a missing piece, I think, towards our golden shadow understanding. If we really understood that the dragon path was the path of the ego, and we could facilitate that and, you know, relate it to the dragon magic and the Celtic chakras and add all of these layers to this, we will really be unstoppable in this path working, guys. Think about it, because you're literally fighting your own ego, like all the time, right? You are the dragon slayer, ultimately. And once you realize that you can do this, is to stop the binding. Shout out to Agmios, who's the god of binding. However, besides that, we're bound by your own ego. The real therapist or healer or coach's job to take the dragon out of the chains, to stare directly at it and understand its behaviors and mechanisms, and again to study this thing that we're so afraid of. Okay? But think about the symbolism though. The wings, which means higher chakras, the roots, which is like this, lower chakras, okay? So you're on the earth, rooted like a snake, you're moving across the earth, but you're swimming on land. And at the same time, so you're mastering all the elements, right? And at the same time, you're also, you can use your wings to fly up and access your higher chakras and go back down and live in the heart space. And haven't we been talking about, you know, going from up here, the anxiety up here, to slowly just putting our pure awareness down to our hearts? We've been talking about that on this channel too, right? So that's the way in which we can ride the dragon. We ride the ego in order to get to where we need to go in the astral. So in your visualization, if you imagine I'm on the back of a dragon and I'm going around and I'm looking at these things, and all I'm facing through my ego is truth, right? And that's why the dragon is associated with truth, because it's associated with, is it the universal truth or God's truth and your own truth? And the way that truth can be recognized, as I learned through this new beast camp, the Code of the Stoic, is through evidence. Stop seeking theories first, go and seek evidence first, okay? Where's the evidence of my wins? Go and focus on those. Don't go based on what I'm saying or whatever. Judge me by my actions that I'm doing. I've been posting a video every single day. Hey, that has to say something about my character, okay? Whatever that means to you, there is a diligence, there's some kind of a weird work ethic happening underneath this thing that I can't control. At least that's how I framed it in my own reality, right? And so this is an exciting journey, man. And every single day it gets better and better, and we start peering into the edge of this thing. Now, can you guys even tell that I'm sick? Maybe it's from my mom has been taking care of me, and I'm very grateful for that. Today I stayed home from the meditation retreat and decided to listen from home. But I'm feeling a lot better with all the medication and stuff, you know, so I'm just in this kind of speaking mode because I haven't been speaking for a while, since yesterday. Yeah, man, it just feels good to have all of these ideas kind of out in the open, and someone as great as Joseph Campbell to kind of break it down for me and understand, you know, our own path working in, because that's really a symbol of totality, right? They're just different ways of saying dark and light. Whereas we are in the center point, we're in the middle path, right? We're the one reflecting the light. We're the ones reflecting the light. That's why we're more so subconscious beings, right? We're not very, very super conscious beings, okay? We're subconscious. We're below the threshold of consciousness. We live more so in that hidden world of our dreams and imaginations and fantasies, and you could live in your own mind if you wanted to. Right? However, we understand that the power of that lightning bolt, that Vajra energy, is manifestation, is taking the physical body and materializing it and changing it right in front of your eyes, right? This is why we're focusing on also, you know, transforming our bodies, not only transforming our minds, but, you know, we want to get better in different areas, right? Health, wealth, relationships. And so this new area of peak performance shamanism is going to absolutely blow every other system out of the water. Why? Just purely based on evidence. Let's get it today. Upward spiral gang. May we never be the same again. And I'll speak to you guys soon. Os.